Hi guys, welcome to your screencast for tomorrow's lesson. So we've looked at ergogenic aids over the past couple of weeks, and we've done pharmacological and physiological aids with regards to helping increase or improve our performance. Now we're going to be looking at nutritional aids for tomorrow's lesson. So just to put into perspective, I think research suggests that there's been about 59% of competing athletes in the UK use at least one dietary supplement. Okay, so supplements that we're talking about are kind of like creatine, glycogen. Okay, so glycogen storage or glycogen loading, or known as like carbo loading. We're looking at hydration with regards to supplementation, as well as bicarbonates. Okay, so we're going to be looking at different nutritional aids with regards to this screencast, and hopefully we're going to have that knowledge underpinned in tomorrow's lesson. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to be looking at is the amount, composition and timing of meals. Okay, just like to let you know, if you see these pictures, this one is suggesting it's for endurance athletes, okay, and this one is suggesting it's for power athletes. And as we should get from this is WADA is legal if it's green with a tick. Okay, so this is endurance athletes, this is power. So amount, composition and timing of meals. This relates both to endurance athletes as well as power athletes. So endurance, first of all, we're looking at pre-event and post-event as well. Okay, so pre-event, high carbohydrate diet and pre-event meal. During the actual event, this should be down here, apologies, we've got glucose sports drinks during the actual event, okay? So the body can absorb around 60 to 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour, okay? So during event, it's important that we get regular small amounts and fast digesting carbohydrates such as glucose sports drinks, because it's going to be really easily digested by the body. And then post-event, we've got a high carbohydrate meal within 30 minutes and every 2 hours afterwards. So that's what we want for endurance athletes. Now, with regards to strength athletes, we've got pre-training, 5 to 6 meals per day, at least 30% lean protein, complex carbohydrates and limited fat intake. Post-training, so within 2 hours, fast digesting carbohydrates and protein. Protein shakes are an excellent for this purpose. Okay, so it's that quick digestion of protein is really beneficial with regards to the shakes that we take. Okay, and as I said, this is legal by WADA. Next one we're going to be quickly making notes on is glycogen loading. So this is used, or carb loading, this is used by endurance athletes only, and it is legal as well by WADA. So it involves careful manipulation of carbohydrate intake in the week before an event. So before a big event on your Saturday, the Saturday beforehand, you're going to start your glycogen loading process. Okay, so day one, glycogen depleting bout of exercise. So you're trying to reduce the glycogen you have in your body with regards to the type of exercise that you are doing. Days 2 and 3, you have a high protein, high fat diet. You try and limit the carbohydrates that you have. You're having more protein and fat within your diet. Day 4, glycogen depleting bout of exercise again. So again, you're getting rid of your glycogen stores. You're trying to minimize the amount of glycogen you have within the body. And then days 5 to 7, you have a high carbohydrate diet with tapered training. So the benefits of this is this increases your glycogen stores that you actually have within the system, which means that you're going to increase your endurance and you're going to delay fatigue. The risks, however, hyperglycemia in depletion phase, poor recovery in depletion phase, tough to do mentally. Okay, now hyperglycemia basically is low blood glucose levels. It's associated with dizziness, shaking and raised heart rate. So that is what hypoglycemia means. Okay, so with this, it's just talking about low blood glucose levels, and from that you might get dizziness, shaking and raised heart rate. So hydration is the next one. This is good for both endurance and power athletes, and once again it is legal by WADA. So we should know by now that dehydration decreases our performance. Losing 2% of body weight in sweat can decrease performance by 20% due to decreased heart regulation, increased blood viscosity, i.e. the thickness of the blood, increased heart rate and decreased cognition and skill. So benefits: hypertonic, so low glucose drinks, best for rehydration. Isotonic drinks, same concentration as blood, good for rehydration and energy. Hypertonic drinks, high glucose, best for recovery. So you've got hypotonic drinks there, isotonic drinks, and hypertonic drinks. So make sure you know the difference between those three drinks. Risks: decreased heart regulation, increased blood viscosity, increased heart rate, loss of electrolytes, which leads to fatigue and cramp. So creatine, so naturally produced in the body from amino acids that can be found in meat. It is stored in the muscle as phosphocreatine, or PC, and used to fuel very high intensity energy production. Athletes can supplement it in their diet in tablet or powder form. You will see a lot, or know or hear about a lot of athletes in quite explosive sports such as weightlifting and sprinting using creatine, okay, because it increases our muscle mass and our actual power. And it's also to do with the ATP-PC system, which you'll later learn within this program. So benefits: increased PC stores, so increased phosphocreatine stores, increased fuel for ATP-PC system. This system lasts about 10 to 15 seconds, so i.e. weightlifting events, shot puts, javelin, sprinting, 100-meter sprint. Increased explosive strength, that is what creatine helps with. The risks are increased weight gain. It retains water, if you have water retention, gastrointestinal problems, and long-term effects of taking creatine they are unaware of at the moment. And there you go, as said, WADA, it is legal and it is beneficial for power athletes. Caffeine, again, good for endurance athlete and power athletes, and once again it is legal by WADA. It's a stimulant used to heighten the central nervous system, which is kind of like our spinal cord and our brain, and increase the breakdown of fat as a fuel for aerobic energy production. Caffeine can be ingested in many forms. Benefits are better focus and concentration, increased fat usage, which saves muscle glycogen, better for endurance athletes. Risks: diuretic effect to dehydration, insomnia, and anxiety, and potentially some gastrointestinal problems. Now with caffeine, it is legal, you can use it, but it has been placed in competition monitoring programs to detect patterns of misuse in sport. So it is legal, but they are starting to kind of monitor the use and sports performers potentially using too much of this within sport. So we've also got bicarbonate as well. So that's another ergogenic aid used within sport. Once again, it's legal with regards to WADA, and it is used by power athletes. So it is alkaline. Okay, so basically what this means is it just uses a buffer to neutralise a rise in acidity in the bloodstream, i.e. reducing lactic acid. So taking bicarbonate an hour before performance in the form of sodium bicarbonate or baking soda can delay the buildup of lactic acid, hence why power athletes use it. So benefits: increased buffering capacity, increased tolerance to lactic acid, delaying obler, onset blood lactic acid, increased intensity and duration of performance are the benefits. Risks: gastrointestinal problems and nausea. And finally, guys, we have got nitrate. So nitrates, it's an inorganic compound consumed by eating root vegetables. So beetroot and leafy green vegetables. Beetroot's becoming quite fashionable at the moment with regards to beetroot juice within drinks. Quite a lot of people are taking them. So it's stored in the body as nitrates under low oxygen, acidic conditions. They can dilate blood vessels. Starting 6 days for an event, nitrate can be added to the diet daily. Works best for events close to lactate thresholds, such as 5K and 10K events. So for endurance athletes, and once again, by WADA, it is classed as legal. Benefits: increased blood flow, reduces blood pressure, delays fatigue. Risks: headaches and dizziness, long-term effects are unclear, possible carcinogenic. So they're your Cornell notes. If you can get those down for me for tomorrow's lesson, I'll appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.